Hello, and welcome to another video. So you see the title of today's video, and I know what you're thinking, girl. You back again? I am back again, okay? Because we are not going to miss the flow of what the Lord is doing. Today we have another business type of video, and I will say to you that the video that I did yesterday about sweets, it could be used, across the board. You're just going to have to work out your own numbers as far as what you need. But I want to talk about the hidden cost of running a business. And yes, primarily I am talking to massage therapists. But while I was writing down these things, I realized that this is true for most businesses. This is true for YouTube. There's hidden costs that people don't understand. And I just want to talk to you about that again today. Okay. Again, I said I'm not making this video to discourage you from going into business for yourself, but I think a lot of people, because I was one of these people, approach it very unrealistically, and then you get yourself in what we call a bind. Okay, financially get yourself in a bind, and it's really not the time to make unwise decisions as it relates to money because you want to feed your ego and say, you know what, I have my own business. Okay, so if that interests you, if you need this information, stay tuned for today's video. Now, I made the video for you yesterday, and I had no idea that I would get the email that I received shortly after making the video about should you get a suite. And it was an email from StyleSeat, which, as you guys know, I used to use it for my booking platform. Now, I have been on StyleSeat since I started doing massage, like I said, about 6 years ago, and I didn't foresee them shutting down. Now, this platform was a platform where all my reviews are held, everything, where the processing was, where all my services are set up. I use this platform and then integrate it into even the language when I would type out stuff on my website for my clients. And to my surprise, yesterday they sent me an email saying basically you have to pay for the service that you've been using for the last 6 years. They no longer have a free membership, or you're going to lose everything. And this prompted me to come to you and talk to you about this because like I mentioned yesterday, there's a shift happening where everybody wants a piece of the pie, and the pie is getting smaller and smaller. Okay, everybody wants a cut of the money, and it's getting. I mean, the proceeds, the profit that you have is becoming smaller and smaller for small business owners. And it's sad, but we have to talk about it. And I want you to be completely in the reality of what that looks like. So today we're going to go over a few hidden costs. The first one I mentioned is the booking platform. And I mentioned that first because, like I said, it's the email that I received it yesterday that prompted this video. Like, I have been using this forever, and now I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to pay for it. And the reason why I'm not going to pay for it is because I haven't gotten any clients from the platform. So basically what they're saying is we're going to promote you more, but the promoting that you've been doing for the last 6 years has yielded me no clients. The reason why I have the clients that I did have on that platform, they were my own clients. I provided a link for them. So now you're telling me that I'm going to have to pay for a service that you weren't even doing a good job when it was free. And I have paid for it over the years. You can go back and forth between the free and the paid. And when it was paid, it didn't yield any better proceeds. So a booking platform. There are many different booking platforms. If you're a massage therapist, StyleSeat is not one that I would even recommend. I know that StyleSeat is much better for people who do hair. I found like several people to do my hair over the years on StyleSeat, and every time I ask them like, hey, how do you do your advertising and things like that, they say all of my clients 100% come from StyleSeat. So if you are a person who does hair, perhaps it would be beneficial for you to pay for the service. But even still, something that used to be free, they're now saying, no, there's no free version. You're going to have to pay for it all. And that brings me to the next thing, and that is processing fees. There are processing fees associated with every single platform that I have used over the years and that I have seen, whether it be PayPal, whether it be Cash App, and there's always a processing fee associated. So when you're calculating how much money you're actually getting for the service, don't forget to calculate the fact that, yes, even though they did not perform the service, sometimes even though they didn't even get you the client, they want a piece of said pie. Okay, all right. Advertising is another hidden cost. I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I don't pay for advertising. I give my clients the organic way. By working, honestly, I get my clients by working, but advertising is something that you could pay for, that you do in some way have to pay for. Rather it's because, you've set up a website, you have like things set up there, in some way you're going to have to pay for advertising, even if it is not something like very extensive, like you're paying thousands of dollars a month for it. The next thing is cancellations. I don't think people realize this, but people cancel frequently. Okay, they cancel, whether it be like you're in the franchise, you're working for somebody else, people cancel. And a lot of times they do not want to pay a fee for canceling. They don't want to pay a fee for inconveniencing you. Okay, but this is definitely something it's a hidden cost. The cancellations cost you, because let's say Valentine's Day I can use it appropriately. It's usually a very busy time. As long as I've been a massage therapist, it's been a very busy time for business. Well, if you book, let's say you book 3 appointments, and then all 3 of those appointments, when it actually came to the day, they decided to cancel, but you actually had an influx of inquiries. So you had 10 appointments and you say, all my slots are full, and then those other people cancel. Well, you just lost out on money for your business, but those people don't care. And trust me, they're still not going to want to pay a cancellation fee. So there's a cost for cancellations. Another thing is safety. Like I said, everything is a subscription. So when you talk about things like, let's say you have security cameras, you have Ring, and just security in general, there's usually a subscription associated with that. And that subscription usually comes at a price. Okay. The next thing, which I don't think people realize, is editing. Editing softwares, they're not free. Okay. To edit this video, the software that I used to use was 100% free. It's been free forever. Now, all of a sudden, some of the features that I used to use for free, you can no longer use them anymore. And I know what you're thinking, just record it and then just upload it. You can do that if you choose, but I'm just letting you know. I'm just telling you here. I'm just sharing with you here. To edit videos, now it's leaning towards being no longer free, because everybody wants a piece of the pie. And as far as editing videos, it's not the only editing I'm talking about. When you see the thumbnail for this video, and not even just for this video, let's move back to massage. When I do my advertising, like I made I'll put it on here on the screen here. This simple Valentine thing that I made, I edit my stuff in PicMonkey, which I've talked to you guys about before. And I'll link the video where I talked about it if I can find it. It's not free. It's not free once you want to download it, it's just not free. There is a portion of it that you can use for free, but it's just enough to get you, it's just enough to get you in there seeing it's a good service, and then you all automatically have to pay for a subscription. So that's not free either. And you absolutely need it. You need it to edit even my photos. I put a photo here as well. This is a client photo that I use, and it's advertising. But it's not paid advertising, but it is advertising in a way of you can see what service I'm providing. But in order to put my logo on it, I use a platform, which is PicMonkey, which is not free. I could not do this if I didn't pay for the subscription. Okay. The next thing is music. Music also is not free. Okay, we're not walking around with CD players and things like that, and even CDs weren't free, but now you're paying a monthly subscription for like Apple Music. Nobody wants to be doing the massage and then hear your ad. Okay, you can't do a massage with ads. Sometimes if you do a mobile massage, the clients will like have their own music, but for the most part, it's your responsibility to bring the music. In order for me to play ad-free music, I have to have a subscription. Have you considered that? The next thing is internet. Now, I mentioned yesterday in the video, the first place that I had a suite was very inexpensive. It was about $75 a week, which is very doable, especially for someone just out of school. But with places like that, one thing that it did not provide was internet. Okay, internet was something that you had to pay for. Now, good thing for me, the salon owner paid for it, she paid for it for herself, and therefore I had access to it. But if you're in a place yourself and like the rent is lower, 9 out of 10 times they don't provide internet. And another thing with that is website. The same thing. I know there's a place, it's called like Sola Salon Suites, and they have a lot of them like all across the United States, I would assume, but there's quite a few of them. I noticed that they actually provide websites. Some of the salon suites provide websites, and they do provide like advertising. I will try to put something on the screen if it doesn't have too much of people's information on there, because I'm not advertising for these people. I don't know these people, right? But they'll provide like kind of what StyleSea provides. What do you call it? Not an itinerary, like a database. Hold on, what's the word? Database is a good word, but it's more like, yeah, we'll just call it a database. They provide like sort of a database of all of the people that they have, and then you can choose the services. But a lot of times people go to those places because the professional that they want is there. They don't necessarily look at that database to find their services. So even though it's a good service, it's very rarely what people use to find the service. So I wouldn't bank 100% on it. And some of those places, I know Sola Salon, they do this. They actually they provide a website for you to use. But if they don't provide the website, you have to pay for a website. And even still, if you want to get clients outside of that, you're still going to have to provide your own website, and it's not free. It's not free to host a website. You guys know I host a website. I've used Wix for quite some time, and I use Wix one because it's user friendly for me to learn how to put everything together. It's easy for me to manage, so I don't have to outsource that. But honestly, if I wanted to use the SEO and things of that nature, which is search engine optimization, you say, what is that? Search engine optimization is when somebody goes on Google and they type in, massage services near me, you actually pop up in the ranking. That's a service that you have to pay for if you don't learn how to do it yourself. Wix does have you can pay for that there, but I used to, I know a search engine optimizer, and I know that he used to rip people off. Okay. So services like that, it's best for you to learn how to do it yourself, but it does take extra skill for you to learn how to do it. It's not very easy to do. It's not very easy to rank. It's very it's kind of like a crapshoot, if you know what I mean. So again, that's not something that's free. And as you can see, I'm keeping the total up there. It's not something that's free. It costs. And let's say you want a website that people can actually purchase things from your website. That costs even more. So just to host a website, you can see, I have a website and the stuff on there is free, right? Not where the massage clients go, but where people here from YouTube go, free, growth resources, discipleship resources. Those things are free. If you want a website like that, it costs less than a website, let's say, where someone gets to buy something. That's called e-commerce, and they want more money, and it's something that you pay for every month. Okay, even if you make no money. Did I mention that? You're paying for these things even if you're not making any money. The next thing is a cell phone. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. I don't even know, back in the day, this would have been a different story, but I don't truly think you can run a business without a cell phone now. So there's that. Another thing, that was the website thing. So we already talked about that. Then there's some personal hidden costs that, again, I don't think people realize. And even though they're not astronomical prices, honey, we have already spent enough money, as you can see, monthly for some of these things. And I'm not saying that you have to buy them all, but I don't want you to be unaware that there are other costs associated with running a business. And most of the things you can't really get away too long without having them. Maybe you could batch edit your stuff, batch edit your pictures and things like that. And then you only have to purchase the PicMonkey for a month or something like that. Maybe you don't have to do it every month, but at some point you will have to pay for one of these things. And I don't want you to be unaware of that. So some of the personal things, like I said, they don't cost as much, but they are things that you need to consider as hand soap. You need to buy hand soap, water for the clients, water for yourself. You need to have, the little water bottles. A lot of times suites are not going to provide that stuff for you. And if you're not in a suite, you're kind of in an office building, you're going to have to do more to be able to offer certain amenities. I also had candy, little snacks that I will buy for my clients. You don't have to do that, but that's also an extra expense. Napkins, tissues, people ask for these things frequently. And I mean, it's not like you can give them one of your towels to leave out of there. Okay, cups for a drink of water. You have to have these things as a business owner. Imagine somebody sitting there choking and you can't even offer them a glass of water. Okay. And I mean choking like coughing, girl. Nobody ain't dying, okay? Laundry soap. To wash all these linens, you think the place is providing laundry soap? They're not. I made a video for you the other day. I told you that the soap that I like now is $19. Okay, and we're talking about frequent laundry. If you're doing enough business to be able to sustain being in the suite, that means you're doing a lot of laundry. Okay, and that is costly. Another thing is cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies like floor cleaning supplies like sanitation. I would suggest buying something like Odoban that you can use on a multiplicity. Is that a word I could use? Maybe multiple surfaces. I would not use something like bleach that stains, like the bleach that you would use for laundry in instances like this, because let's say you just had a client and you clean off the chair, and then your next client comes in, sits their stuff down, and then you've bleached their stuff and they're upset about it. Okay, because they didn't know that you just used bleach on this and then their stuff is bleached. A lot of times people at like daycare centers, they would do this, and then parents would be outraged that you set my baby. I get that you were cleaning up, but you set my baby with his new polo pants on this thing and now they all bleached up. So just things like this, I want you to consider. Like I said, I'm not making this video to discourage you. I actually want to encourage you to do more research and like I said, make sound decisions, because it's getting costly. And it's very sad that, like I said, everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and you just really need to assess why it is that you're doing what it is that you're doing and the best way to go about doing it. I'm going to say this before I close, and that is, we talked yesterday about you making the $120 in your own business, and then you're looking at your paycheck and you're saying, you know, franchise only paid me $23 for the massage. If I was doing it by myself, I could have made $120. But I want you to do that $120, take away your recurring expenses, take away all your bills, and see at the end of the day, are you actually getting paid more? Because none of those things that I mentioned when you're working like in franchise as a massage therapist, you have to worry about. Again, not trying to discourage you. I just don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. So I hope this video was helpful for you. As always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.